Welcoming you back to Crypto's Juiciest News. Coming off the back of the funk. We're in no sleep season, baby. No, really, if I pass out today, friends, I am actually running on 0 hours of sleep. Not even 1 minute. Don't know what it is. I think I ate some takeaway food. Or when I mean 0 hours, friends, I was literally I'm just pinging in the bed, looking at the ceiling. My owl eyes are just going pew, 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 pew. I ran through like 15 YouTube videos. I'm going to show you the YouTube playlist I was going through as well. I don't know what it is. So if I drop dead today, please don't let anybody in the family see my crypto portfolio till 2038. And we got a cracker episode today, friends. Racist Russell 2000 strength. We've got global StableCoins SuperCycle news confirming a lot of stuff with AI. We've got Robert Snake Kiyosaki coming out with some comments. We're going to be talking all about the cryptocurrency. We're going to look at some bear market fractal stuff. Is it all lining up? All of this coming your way and more. But first things, friends, we got to start it off here. I mean, like, I was just expecting some more racism from the racist Russell 2000. But instead of more racism, it gave us even more racism heading up through the top here, friends. I can't believe it's actually breaking the top of the box. The racist Russell 2000 continues to defy belief. If we actually just have a quick look at the Nasdaq, friends, is at this lower high retracement scam zone. It's actually funny, isn't it funny? It's literally sitting at exactly the 78.6% retrace. I wonder if it's going to skits and then when we least expect it, pop on through and go for another mega expansion next year. A lot of people expect it to come Dune, but we'll see about that. But first, we have to think about the ramifications that this racist Russell 2000 brings. I mean, friends, we can't deny it anymore. It came out, it battled the 78.6, it busted through, it battled the full extension range, and then it busted on through again. Remember, the context of this, super important. 2,000 companies, 1,000 of them don't even make money. US small cap poop coins. If you line up previous cryptocurrency cycles, the racist Russell 2000 always kick-started the cycle move with a nice thrust up. It went into expansion territory. You can actually see it here. This was it. Boom. You see this? Racist Russell 2000 comes and breaks the high. That was the 2020 to 2021 cycle. You can actually see it as well in 2016. Look at this. The racist Russell 2000, huge expansion. Again, that was our previous cycle. Before that, 2016, 2017. That's actually the last time the Trump cycle happened, right? It was funny, friends. It came and it broke the high in the Trump cycle by a whopping 33%. However, this is in August 2018. We're already deep in a bear market for crypto. So if you want to see from here to the top of when the crypto cycle ended, 16% gain. That's huge, man. You got to think about that. That's from the top, okay? And if you even go back before that, you can see once again the racist Russell 2000 had this enormous thrust up as well here, 2013. You can see these, friends, a common theme, right? When it's expanding, that's what we call expansion territory. When everybody gets to see that they're basically pushing higher and higher highs, new highs, it is a huge signal. You can't ignore that. You don't just accidentally go and do that. It's kind of like, friends, okay, Bitcoin's deep in a bear market. Oh, but it's just trading $135,000 now. You see what I mean? You're like, oh, crap. Okay, something's wrong. And then there's always that famous saying, show me a high and I'll show you a buy. That is a very, very common stock market saying. It's actually for all investments, really. Now, what we're going to have to do, friends, we're going to look at the BTC monthly candle. It is still holding on this line of friendship. Remember, we have this 50-week or this 10-period moving average on the monthly, but it is around the 50-week. Many people expect it to be an ultimate rejection. And yes, everybody has sold around here. There are conflicting signals. There are some things saying, oh, it's a standard bear market, the bear market confirmed. We have some things saying that. It's mostly around the Bitcoin price action. That's actually the only thing, really. That's actually, I'll be honest, it's literally the only thing that's saying it's a bear market confirmed is BTC stuff. Okay? Everything else says nope. It's good to go. Everything else. Okay? It's BTC and maybe the gold move up. But actually not really, because I've shown you gold thrusted up in 2020 August. And then its rotation out led to the colossal 9 to 18 month rally in Bitcoin. Okay, so that's another thing actually for us. All right, this is Bitcoin on the weekly chart. This is the channel of friendship still holding. Remember, after the FOMC, friends, we had a deep dump. And a lot of us, we felt garbage because we're like, oh man, not again. Here comes a dumperoonies. But actually, it's kind of a bit wild. What the dump came and did, friends, it came back and it actually filled a CME gap. That was kind of funny. It came back, it filled there was this tiny little trashy CME gap. It's not on the daily, but someone did it on like the 5-minute chart, which is funny. So why do I have this line here as well? Okay, am I just excited to see you? Yes. Okay, that is a green candle in my pants. Thank you very much for asking. But we have to remember for Bitcoin, because Bitcoin ran up so much and nothing else did, pretty much, Bitcoin has broken under its trend line, okay? But nothing else even made a trend line. So you know how Bitcoin went and did this chart? Most coins, they did like this, okay? Most coins, instead of going up breaking highs, they did like a lower high and then like another trashy high, and like they're like here, okay? Whereas BTC went up and now it's up there, okay? So are they going to do a convergence? We'll see. Like, I know it's defying belief right now, but the racist Russell 2000 is starting to just move up, okay? It's interesting, yeah, because they have started the QE, friends, okay? They have started the money printer. It is $45 billion or 40 billion. It's kind of funny that one guy predicted it. Some dude came out. He had a very high success rate of predicting this the Fed move. And I remember I was in so much disbelief, I didn't even bother covering it for you. I remember looking at it, I'm like, nah, no way it's happening. He got it right. He said Jerome Powell, major loser Powell, is going to come out as a major loser and say, I'm a major loser and I'm going to be restarting the federal repurchasing, the balance sheet stuff. And it's going to be, he guessed 45 billion a month, and then we actually got 40 billion, which is just wild to see. Just for some context, in 2019, they were doing 65 billion, okay? But like the banking system was actually cracking as well back then. But still, I think psychologically, we're just in a different place as well. It's actually wild that, you know, that they actually, I'm still in actual disbelief. He actually came out, he started doing it. And he gave 2 bogus reasons. Number one, he goes, there's tax season next year. There's, you know, in April, there's going to be a tax season. So we need, it's kind of funny. We can say tax season, that's okay, but we can't say alt reason. Rhymes with the tax season. We can't say that banned word, friends, as well. And so it's kind of funny. And the other one, he said, secular reasons. I'm a major loser, secular reason. And what the hell is secular reasons, bro? It just means like, basically what it means, I'll tell you what it means. It means we all rely on the money printer now, okay? The debt's too high. Government spending is way too big as a percentage of the economy. I'm going to have to make a video for you much later on as well on this, just to give you a quick idea. Friends, you know 100 years ago, government spending as a percentage of the economy was only 5%. Yeah, in the late 1800s. That's how America, like, basically was born and grew up, right? So it was only 5%. Now, it's something ridiculous. It's something like 45%. Yeah, it's growing. It's huge. Maybe the real number is 25, but anyway, it's huge. It's huge. Okay, so literally, and that includes government spending, government workers, government investment, roads, everything, government spending, right? So it really is becoming a one world totalitarian government, as the government just replaces everything over time. And so that's why you get to see, right? We all rely on the money printer. Government hiring people, firing people. The economy just needs it. That's it. The governments all around the world, they just employ way too many people. Yeah. If they just start firing people, that's it. There's no money to spend in the economy. Everything just starts sinking. It makes you think about, you know, one world government, world agenda, deep state stuff, non-human intelligence, advancing human civilization. It does make you think. You're like, whoa. The percentage of spending, the big bloating, right? But you know what? It's funny. over the past 30 years, friends, Uncle Peter Schiff, okay? Uncle Peter Schiff, remember, don't sit on his lap this Christmas, okay? Uncle Peter Schiff was always talking about that bloating of the government spending for the past 30 years. That's why he's always been saying, recession, stagflation is going to be the biggest crash you ever seen. That's what Uncle Peter Schiff has been saying because of the big government spending. But for literally, I'm not joking, 30 years, they've been finding a way to kick the can down the road. They've been finding a way to print money, plug the hole, hire more government workers over time, and the thing has actually just kept going, okay? So there you go, friends. So if you're like a perma bear, you've been getting destroyed because this is what's happening, right? The government's basically actually getting through with this. Now, what I want to show you, friends, is some Ethereum price chart. Ethereum is still curling and coiling up, that we're moving along here. ETH-BTC is 0.035, still very, very low. We have OTHERS-btc. It is in the red monthly candle zone out here. If we finish red this month, I mean, we're flipping green on the MACD shortly anyway. And I just got to remind you something. In the past, okay, what we call the alts band word, it was at least 5 green months in a row every single time. It even happened for DeFi season in 2020 when barely any of the altcoins went up, but the DeFi coins literally went. We had food token euphoria up here, okay? And it still had 6 green candles monthly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You want to know what's funny? We had 3 green candles. This is when the PMI hit 52, June 2020. And then it actually had bang, bang. So after it hit 52, you had 2 months after that. So just giving you an idea that we do require not only just the money printer, but it's more importantly Main Street. Main Street must eat. That is the most important theme of all. Just a quick mention of why I don't think we are in a gay bear market. Copper gold ratio, friends, showing you it's a reflection of the PMI, okay? Copper gold is very low. Nothing is heated, okay, at all. In fact, it hasn't even started. It literally tells you it hasn't started. See these boxes? Those are the 3 crypto cycles. See, when copper starts gaining on gold, remember, it's an industrial metal. People are spending more. Manufacturing's going up. You're making more squeaky chairs. You're making the wheels for the squeaky chairs. You're generating more the cans where you spray the chair and it starts squeaking for you. We haven't seen anything like that at all. It literally hasn't started. And I know a lot of people, friends, a lot of you gotta remember, I like seeing this, okay? Because a lot of people say, what do you mean there hasn't been a bull market? Bitcoin went up 8x. Okay, firstly, you're still poor, so it means nothing to you because obviously you didn't buy the 8x. In fact, you were gone. You were telling me it was going to negative numbers with that dude on Joe Rogan, and then you came back, you had to FOMO buy the high. Number one. Number two, who said anything about Bitcoin? Who said anything about Bitcoin? How do you know that next year is a Bitcoin run? You don't know that. Yeah, you're going off the past. Yeah, but if you went off the past, you would have told me Bitcoin has a 0% chance of breaking its all-time high before April 2024. And it did, you know? So, and by the way, when Bitcoin was 15 to 17,000 dollars, I was telling you there's some big insiders accumulating here. No one believed me. And then it turns out 9 months later, Roca Negra come out and say, oh, we're filing for the spot ETF. Okay? Big things. Here we have Ethereum on the monthly chart, friends. Remember I was telling you about the trend line? Remember, Ethereum never even got a big trend line to make, but it is above the 10-period monthly moving average. So Ethereum's above its 10-period moving average, and Bitcoin is below it, okay? Not because they're necessarily different in terms of strength and weakness in one snapshot, but it's because Bitcoin ran in 2025 this year, Ethereum didn't. So that's pretty much why. It's not like one's better than the other. It's just literally there's been a giant delay. And that's, as I've told you, friends, remember, Bitcoin follows global M2 and Ethereum and altcoins follow the business cycle. And the business cycle reflects more consumer sentiment It's Main Street, okay? It's consumer sentiment. That's it, okay? When consumer sentiment's going up, they're feeling good. They're feeling good and they're spending more, and that's popping up the PMI, US manufacturing PMI, and copper-gold ratio is going up, okay? So that's all what it's saying. Now, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to light the candle, proof of candle lighting, as we do every single day. BTC continuing to be in the poopy zone. I've even seen some messages from Chris. Chris has been messaging me. Chris, I know you've been asking. You're like, man, why is crypto down? Stocks are going up. Stocks are going up. Why is crypto? It's not really down, bro. We've got to remember as well. Remember, even on the Trump tariff tantrum, there were, see, on the big crash, red candle, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green candles before the thrust up. Sorry, 6 weekly candles before the thrust up. We are on week 3. Okay, so I'm just giving you an idea of the distribution time. It did like 6 weeks of that. We're only done with 3 weeks. So I know it just feels like, why most markets are going up? Yeah, but like, you know, what's another 3 weeks? Like we just like that's quite a while, right? We can't just get this massive move up out of nowhere, even though we really want to. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some blockchain backer charts, friends. Some bear market expectations astrology that he's got. He still believes ultimately that Bitcoin is going down to like 55K. He believes that it's following this exact fractal and that it's going to just capitulate down. It's going to break this low and it's going to be massive fear and something's going to come out to spook and scare everyone out here, which is always possible, friends. We've seen it happen again. I mean, like you went from like, hey, Bitcoin was, friends, Bitcoin was 10,200 in Q1 of 2020. Right, and then zombie virus came sensitive to 3. You know what I mean? So it's always something to think about. This is silver, friends. Silver has been absolutely mooning. So what I'll show you is, remember, there's the case for the bull, the case for the bear. The case for the bear, right? Bear market confirmed. Bear market confirmed. Everybody's saying bear market confirmed. What we're going to do is play some PUBG music, because you can suck on that lollipop. Okay. Silver mooning is, I guess, scaring the average investor. Like, whoa, why is silver mooning? But not really, friends, as well. Like silver and gold. Gold should be higher, number 1. Number 2, silver. Remember, if you're making AI stuff and the robotics and all the cars and the RoboTaxi, you need silver anyway. So it's part of the industrial metal use case things that are going to be required as well. Okay. But normally it's risk off. But also, friends, you notice how these people, bro, use a log chart. You can't say, you're like, whoa, look at this big move. Dude, this is 2013, man. This is 2013. Stocks have been going up only for 12 years. And then you're just like, oh no, look at this linear chart. Look at this linear chart. Like it's not, I showed you yesterday, friends, this silver versus the base money currency M2SL. It's still low. It's like it's nothing. But silver should be literally $220 right now. It's just there's nothing. So gold and silver moving up is like a risk off stuff. And then you also have, this is Bitcoin, the MACD. Okay, so Bitcoin's moving average, divergence, convergence. This is a MACD indicator. It flipped red on the monthly. Okay, so I think that's the XRP chart, but it's the same thing for Bitcoin, and XRP. What I'll show you now is XRP, and this is its fractal. But here's the thing, friends. What I've actually noticed personally. See, this is blockchain backer believes, everything's dead. But when he said everything's dead, I've actually noticed something. He only charts XRP, okay? And he only charts the coins which actually went up fast. XRP, Hashgraph, Hedera, a couple of the coins that did like a fast 600% move when Trump got in around a year ago. Those are the ones he's actually using the fractal on. And what I'll do is I'll show you the XRP price chart here, friends. This is what he's using the fractal of. So he's showing this, but XRP did a huge move like Zcash as well. So this is where he gets that whole fractal part, because XRP is, as I should go a bit higher, XRP, he believes is eventually going to capitulate down and do this chart out here. But this is the thing, friends. Like if, for example, I'll show you, say, ChainLink, okay, which didn't even move up in the first place, okay? So this is Link. See what I mean, friends? So ChainLink, just like many other coins, they never even had, they never had this massive move up. So this is actually where ChainLink went. ChainLink, it didn't do anything, even check it out. Okay, so to see Chainlink's move here, if Chainlink, like any other coin, if Chainlink repeated the XRP chart, it would have went back all the way here and then done its move, right? So then maybe you'd make a case where it comes back down here. But this thing just didn't even move up, bro. They didn't even move up. Who are you going to capitulate? There's no one to capitulate. Like, it's literally been going nowhere for 5.5 years, man. Literally 5.5 years, okay? Very important too. So this is the racist Russell 2000 versus the S&P 500 as a ratio. I have carefully jotted the top bull market year of crypto for you here. And you can see the Russell outperforms the smelly poop in that big year, right? It does, you see? Very, very, very important. See, as the PMI starts kicking, this is actually the big year where actually everything starts cranking. If you look at us, nothing's been happening. It's been going down. So if it moves up, friends, like another, you never know, it might actually do it because this ratio is so low. It might have like a surprise 20% move up, which is literally stocks go sideways. Racist Russell 2000 does is like burst up. So it's kind of like showing you the rotation of things that happen at the end, which makes sense, right? Because the Russell 2000 is down the risk curve. So it does make sense that only when the PMI is like above 55 to 58, when it's high, do people feel confident enough to actually buy higher weights of unprofitable companies. This is up here. You see, when the PMI is high, people are feeling confident. They're like, you know what? The world is going to get better, right? And then that's why, but you never know, the narrative is going to be that N-word again. But friends, it's very easy to see. We go up here. Elon's releasing the RoboTaxi. I'll just give you an example, friends. Like the RoboTaxi, it drops the cost of Uber by 75%. Yes. So $20 trips of Uber now cost about $5.50. $5.50 to $6.50. Huge. It's at least 70% move. That's big, dude. That is big. That is enormous. I want you to think about what that does for you. You're like, wait a minute. I don't need to pay for petrol much anymore. I don't even need to go buy a car much. If it's only costing for these trips 70% drop, like then that is freaking enormous, dude. I mean, a lot of people out here, think about if every time you spend $100 for the cab, it'd be $30, right? If something was like, oh man, it's like $40 for the trip, now it's going to be like $10. It's going to make you think differently. You know what I mean? About a lot of stuff. And think about the stuff that helps with courier delivery and food delivery as well. I want you to just think, but you need to see the car out first. We got to see the RoboTaxis out first. We got it once it's out. We're like, oh my gosh, look how cheap this thing is. That's super deflationary, right? So I'm just showing you that the world of possibilities is opening up from that. This is what I, friends, this is because I couldn't sleep, right? It's funny. I checked my history of what I actually watched, hours and hours and hours. Man, this consciousness remote viewing stuff is actually quite wild. These people actually learned and trained how to do astral projection, which is quite weird, where you actually like see yourself. I think you have to train to do it. But yeah, I'm not sure what you can actually use it for. Can you go like, I don't know, can you go spy on that hot neighbor of yours or something? I don't know what you do. What do you do? Like, okay, I'll walk around as like an astral projection now. What do you actually do? I'm here for the green candles, baby. You know, so it's kind of funny. This is also interesting. Web3 just died. I watched the VCs, crypto VCs talk about how a lot of people are saying literally Web3 is dead. No one cares about decentralization anymore. It's kind of funny, man. Everyone's in their own little thing. Like everybody's given up on Fartcaster because it's decentralized Twitter, but it's only got 25,000 users out here. So remember, when the PMI is low, no one cares, friends. But also, I think it's very clear. Web3 is not dead, okay? Web3 is alive. Web3 is read and write and own. We have the own part, okay? It's just that when we say the word own, we have the biggest product market fit that's so huge is something to do with finance and money. Speculating, gambling, owning bets, owning the future. That's what it is. Like, you know, collecting art and like having a decentralized Twitter where you own your own tweet and the government can't delete it. It's kind of necessary, but like no one really gets super excited over it. You know what I mean? Like, cause I explained this for you 2 days ago. 99.9% of the stuff we talk about, that we post, that we do, no one cares. Okay, it's cat memes, it's girls showing their boobies on the internet, it's peppy stuff, It's just dreaming about moon targets of crypto. And then that little 0.1% is like, oh yeah, did you know that the Coconut Intelligence Agency and Mossad are like doing their own deep state stuff together? You know what I mean? Like that's that 0.1%. And then like you get over it and then you just go back to everything else out here. So that's just a word on the product market fit there. Now, friends, global stablecoin market cap for cryptocurrency just hit a new all-time high of $310 billion. Actually, it ticked down here. But yeah, it's pretty much, it's booming, friends. It is absolutely booming and mooning. This is just huge, right? So you got to think about like, is this, all these stablecoins and tokenization coming in, is this bear market stuff? Bear market confirm, bear market confirm. It doesn't feel like it, bro. It feels like the infrastructure is still coming. So remember, that's all to do with tokenization, debit cards, credit cards, tokenization of stonks. But it all starts with the stable coins, because once you get the stable coins, you get people spending. Okay, it all makes sense. You gotta think about this, friends. Just imagine, for example, we'll just use example. Imagine Pulse Chain. Okay, we have debit card and credit cards that sync up to the chain, and the card gives you like a 2% cashback. Okay, and just imagine a world. I hope this world happens. I don't know. Imagine PDI is $1 locked. Okay, so you have literally every incentive in the world. You're like, dude, you're getting a free 2% of your money. Like, you may as well just sign up your whole family. You get the card, you load the card money in, it buys PDI, which is $1 locked in, and then you just go spend from that. You go spend electricity bills and pay everything. You get 2% back. And then maybe there's deals and rewards, and maybe Visa and MasterCard. They're all going to be hooking up. Everyone's going to be hooking up with the cards. And then what's actually happening is people in your family who got nothing to do with crypto, right? They're using it in the background. Transactions get done, adoption gets done. You got to think about that. And then, friends, like as you go, as time goes on, when there's people there, you can get loans, right? And then you see what I mean? Like you start to expand. That's the future, man. That's what it's all happening on. Ethereum Foundation says the BPO1 is activated, raising blob capacity to 15 per block, and it's going to increase layer 2 chain space without a hard fork. BPO2 is set to launch in January for further capacity expansion. So Ethereum, friends, remember Ethereum's continuing to expand. Lord Vitalik came out and he just told everybody, hey, build on Ethereum layer 1. Remember, screw the layer 2. He's basically saying that. Man, the race is Rust 2000. That's a very nice chart. That's very, every time I look at it, friends, that's quite juicy. What I want to show you now as well, friends, is the SOL-eth ratio. This is the SOL-eth ratio that you have here as well. SOL-eth ratio came down. It's making this little double bottom structure, but I won't be surprised if something comes down here, because remember, friends, Soylana, it was the unicorn winner. Look, the SOL-eth ratio, it broke its high. It won in 2024 just by itself. Nothing else was able to do that and go up above on its ratio. So just based off the past, not what I think, just the odds are you need that's it. You already won the game. Like you need to wait till the next cycle. Yeah, which no one wants to admit. Right? But that's actually what happens, because you get a cheat code, bro. You won before the bull market starts for everyone else. You get a bull run for a year in the Bitcoin halving year. That's what happens, right? But no one takes advantage of it because they think they're just going to hold that the whole cycle. Yeah. But then what actually happens in the real bull run, you see the real competition come out because new people come in and their attention's diluted everywhere. And now, Soylana, you're like the old thing. You know what I mean? Like everyone's like, oh, imagine I told you, friends, hey, come and buy this amazing JPEG coin on Pump Fun. You're like, what, so I can lose all my money? Exactly, because you know how it ends. See? There are 124 active crypto ETP filings. That's exchange-traded products. Bitcoin leads, and there's XRP, which I'm going to show you the big list, friends. This is like the front running for the ETFs, okay? Look at this big stuff coming, friends. This is absolutely huge. Look at these lists. You have Bitcoin, you have a basket. These are all like going to be the indexes of stuff. Then you have XRP, Soy, Ethereum, Litecoin, BNB, Bonk, Corridanzo, Hype, HBAR, Pui, friends, there's even a Melania coin one. This is, I did not even know this. Wow. We're going to crank it. We have a Melania coin ETF. We actually have 2 Trump ETFs. Let's do it. And I really do mean it when I say that there's really good odds, friends, that this is going to be bull market juice. Okay, it really is going to be bull market juice. I don't know why. It's just like that because they haven't released it yet. You know what I mean? It's like they think they must know really big things are coming. Check this out, friends. The CFTC has announced its withdrawal of outdated crypto guidance. So we have more adoption coming, more regulation. Crypto's here to stay. The Trump administration's not withdrawing any support. They're just withdrawing all the bad stuff, which is good to see. That opens the door for more buyers. President Trump considers eliminating taxes on gambling winnings, which is, you know, pretty cool. That's pretty much all of crypto, technically. I wonder that's going to change stuff. Disney, friends, is going to invest $1 billion into OpenAI. So this is obviously the world as we know it will be a totally different place in 10 years. Okay, maybe our alts will be up about 2% by then, maybe. But also, AI is changing everything because AI and the compute, right? You can you're going to start describing games to the AI. It'll build the game for you. You describe movies. So there's going to be, it's probably going to unlock a lot of talent. More people going to come movies, but also it's going to introduce a lot of slop out there because now anybody can make a movie. You know what I mean? Like, do you want everybody to be a music artist? Okay, not everybody maybe has a gifted butthole where they can just trumpet fart into a microphone, which sounds like absolute poetry to the ears when you hear it. I'd love to hear that. It's just, I just don't know if everybody else out there is capable. Do you want to give everybody the ability to do that? You don't have enough time to listen. Robert Kiyosaki, friends. That's actually a nice name I just made up. Robert Kiyosaki, you dirty little... You dirty little snake. Coming out here. Here he is out here. Rich dad, poor dad. Oh, man. So I'll just tell you, why is he a snake? Let's see what he said. So he made a tweet saying, the good news, gold and silver is God's money. Bitcoin and Ethereum are people's money. They go up in value as the fake fiat money system collapses. Robert Kiyosaki, you dirty little cobra. So, friendly reminder, Robert Kiyosaki, he revealed himself to be a snake because he bragged. So when Bitcoin hit when Bitcoin capitulated, friends, down here, okay, when Bitcoin came down and hit 81K, all right, what he did, he came out and he said, hey, suckers, I actually sold up here. I sold all my Bitcoin up here. See yous. Do you remember that? He actually came out. It's actually bottom signal. He says, oh, guess what? I sold at 92,000 and I sold all my Bitcoin and I got 2.5 million from it and I'm going to go buy some real estate thing. I remember his tweet. And then everyone replied and they said, wow, you're a massive grifter. You've literally been saying, like, as early as 48 hours ago, never sell your Bitcoin. It's going to 700,000. Don't sell them for any reason. And he actually was also saying, you should be buying every Bitcoin under $100,000 price. And then he just goes and does that, right? So that's what I'm telling you, this $90,000 zone, they're going to be feeling the pinch a bit at 100K. But do you understand the absolute kicker? The kick in the nuts will be that 130K print if BTC can do it for us. Snakes go. In other news, friends, Coinbase, largest US exchange, will enable DEX trading for all Soylana tokens and no listings are needed. So I think on their platform, this is, friends, I've been talking about this literally a year and a half ago. They're so slow with this. What a bro, it took you 1.5 years. No one cares about freaking altcoins anymore, you idiots. What the hell are you doing? It took you 1.5 years to do this. What a joke. So that's basically on their platform for Coinbase Exchange. I guess you can go click somewhere and it lets you just buy DEX stuff straight away. There's 110 million customers. They don't want to use a wallet and stuff. They can't be bothered using that, okay? A lot of retailers. So we were hoping they were going to enable it in the past 1.5 years. Actually, earlier, friends. You know, it's been almost 1.8 years now. But now they finally do it. And guess what? They go and support Soylana that literally nobody cares about anymore because you've literally seen it succeed for over 15 months. Now everybody's exhausted of that and they just want to go move to another new casino where they think they can win. Coinbase, man. I just, these people, friends. But you know what do I know? I don't know. I'm wearing a bull hat. No! Satoshi Nakamoto's statue now stands at the New York Soy Exchange. And it feels like this is one of those markers where Bitcoin dominance is going to go down after this. So Jack Mallers is helping to sponsor this. Satoshi Nakamoto. Yeah, from code to culture. Just, it's something weird about it, dude. You guys, you sold all your souls, man. You know what I mean? You sold all your souls. All your OGs are dumping on everybody. We can see it on chain. You're dumping a crap load. You don't actually believe. And now you're paying all the VCs to come out and do this stupid, shitty PR saying, oh, it's for diversification reasons. Today I've got to sell on the exact 4-year cycle moment to Wall Street. That's why. No one believes you, dude. No one believes you, okay? It's an alien SuperCycle, by the way. I mean, we're literally getting alien disclosure from the Trump administration at 99% odds. Told you that. Remember that, friends? PolyMarket. Some insider bought up to 99% chance on PolyMarket that Trump is going to release UFO files by the end of this year. Wow. And there's like 18 days left. It's funny. And friends, do you remember I've been telling you this since 2023 when I first started making videos. I actually told you this in 2022 when I was tweeting. I said, governments always do the most controversial stuff in the last few weeks of the year because they don't have to answer to anybody and then they can just basically wait for the holidays to kick in and then everybody forgets about it. Okay? That's when they also take away most of your rights. They do it at the very, very end of the year. Check this out as well, friends. State Street, which are scum, and Galaxy Digital have partnered to launch the tokenized private equity fund. So they're offering 24/7 on-chain liquidity using the POOP US dollar, the PayPal US dollar. That's a POOP USD. It's got a blacklist function. That's why it's POOP. I want my stablecoins pre-pegged, and I don't want a blacklist function in them. Bhutan launches the which is a gold-backed sovereign digital token on Soylana. So gold-backed, no one cares, and Soylana, also no one cares. And it's also Bhutan, triple no one cares. They've been dumping their Bitcoin to pay their government workers triple the salary or something. That's why they've been dumping a lot. But, you know, hopefully they get to crank it up. Maybe they've stopped it. I'm not sure out here. I guess it's good for adoption. Also, to let you know, friends, Elon Musk has confirmed, just to remind you, that SpaceX will do their IPO, the initial poop offering, next year. And it's going to, this is, friends, I'm telling you, friends, this is why we made crypto in the first place. It's going to open, right now, its estimated value is 1.5 trillion market cap. Do you want to know what price equivalent that is? That's $75,000 Bitcoin. Friends, imagine Satoshi launched Bitcoin at $75,000. Oh my, and he mined $1 million of it. He just gets to dump it all everyone. But of course it wouldn't work, right? Because you need the network to grow from a bunch of people who believe in it, right? So that's how the stock market works, man. Stock market is just for massive grifting. Now, it's not going to go down to zero straight away, but like Elon owns $625 billion of SpaceX. He owns 41% of it. So he will be a trillionaire when it actually launches. That's why, friends, it looks like it's going to happen next year, man. Looks like it's going to happen next year. So you want to know where to from here? I would like to know that as well, friends. We have, remember, it's positive news in racist Russell 2000 land, which is great. But for now, we have to battle around the skitsy zone, and we're going to go into the gay bear zone soon, which is BTC. Many people think that this is going a bear flag, and we're going to like fake out and go down to zero, which is always a possibility. Always a possibility, but we still got to move around and see how, I guess, you know, then those next few weeks as the year of the snake finishes next year. You know, undeniable, the US Fed is now printing money, okay? But you'll have all the disbelief people saying, no, it's technically not QE. So we'll see, man. I mean, the last time they did this in 9 months or 12 months, the last time they did this in 2019, from that exact month, altcoins went up against Bitcoin 140%, which is a 2.4x. Okay, so Bitcoin's price stayed the exact same. So imagine, I think it went from like let's say it's 8,500, and then 12 months later it's 8,500. Okay, but altcoins were up 2.4x. It'd be interesting. That'll be like Chainlink, for example. If you allow me to look at this piece of garbage coin like everything else, that'll be like Chainlink. Let's actually do a 140% move from today. That would be ChainLink at $33 next year in 12 months, and Bitcoin actually still the same price. So hopefully we're going to get to see that, because that'll suck if Bitcoin's at the same price next year. Don't forget, he loves your friends. We're still going to make it. Like, subscribe, belly button, all. Catch you soon.